right now, at this very moment, you're about to embark into one of the most important sales period of this entire year. That is Q4 2023. And I want you to know how you can utilize meta ads to target only high intent customers. That's right. Instead of just shooting blanks and hoping somebody takes the baits, I want you to be able to find the right people amongst your audience with ease, which is why in today's video, I'll show you my exact thought process when I create my Facebook ads to ensure only the highest intent of my potential customers end up coming in. If you don't yet know who I am and you're new to the channel, my name is Justin. I'm the founder at paidadvertising.com, an e-commerce marketing agency helping elevate thriving brands by simplifying e-commerce growth. Let's get straight into today's video. So if you haven't seen one of my recent videos, and in fact, this video might actually come out before the other one, so which is why I'm doing a short reminder of what Meta says. Meta says, one, you should utilize Advantage Plus shopping campaigns because now that is the default choice. Meta also says, use broad targeting. Only use age, gender, and location targeting. Turn on Advantage detailed targeting. Consolidate similar ad sets to avoid audience overlap. So they're like, look, use an Advantage Plus campaign. Ad sets aren't really necessary anymore. Go broad. And if we go right here, I'll go all the way at the bottom first, but they're saying if you're trying to reach a specific audience, work to ensure the concept of your creative will resonate with that audience. And what do you know? If you go up, they're saying Meta has now a new tool on the Meta Advantage that automates the delivery, creation, and management of ad campaigns with the power of AI. I'm going to bring your attention to that specific last part of the sentence that automates the delivery, creation, and management of ad campaigns with the power of AI, not ad sets, not ad creatives, of ad campaigns. So that point combined with the below point tells you the ad campaign part is now being automated, but really the only way for you to reach your target customer, the one that has the highest intent, is through your creative concept. So now the logical question, or smart question at least to ask yourself, is how do I build creatives that target high intent buyers? Because that's what's important at this current moment in time. So my process at a macro level looks like the following. So our consulting process to make new ads at the agency looks like this. 1, select a persona, desire, benefit. 2, select the awareness level. 3, draft headline patterns using GPT, retouch and tweak. And finally, iterating. So I want to first start by speaking of this one. Select persona, desire, and benefit. So how does this work? What does this do? And why should you even care? So whenever I have a new client account, one of the first things I'll do is a very deep dive into the client's persona as well as their competitors. So we usually will create a Google Doc that is a knowledge dump. So what I do is inside of that Google Doc, we put all of our knowledge in there. What is that knowledge? What is that knowledge I'm speaking of? Well, what I'll put is, what do I currently know about this brand's customers? So I'll go into their ad account and observe or write down at least everything I've observed into their account. So this creative type works best, right? So for that account, I've noticed that out of the top 5 best ads ever, they're all static. Great, I take note of that. Then I'll break down these ads. What is the awareness level of that audience in there? I'll note that down. What is the desire or angles that were taken in all of these ads? I'll note that down. Was there an offer that was in one of these ads? I'll note that down. Then second thing I'll do, and keep in mind, if you're a new brand or it's a new account we're talking about here, then accept that first part. Every other part that I'm about to mention is going to be applicable for you. So one of the second things I'll do is I'll look at the competition. So I'll look into what messaging is found across their ads. I'll usually take a look at their Facebook ad library and from there filter ads or look at the ads that have been live for the longest, because chances are if an ad has been live for a long period of time, well, it's because it's still performing, it's because it's getting good results, and probably one of the strongest resonating ads with their audience. So I'll look into the same thing I just did within my own ad account. I'll do that within their ad account. So again, what are the angles that have been tested? What are the desires? What are the market awareness levels and creative types that I see? And I'll do the same thing also with landing pages. So I'll click on the landing page of their oldest running ads and see, like, is there commonalities? Am I landing people on the collections page, product page, homepage, etc. Once I have patterns about the ads of my brand and competitors' brands, and I could do that process again for multiple competitors, what I'll end up doing is I'll start looking at online websites and platforms for more data about my audience. So one great place for you to look into is Amazon. Go to Amazon and look for similar products as yours. Usually Amazon has a lot of reviews and very public reviews, so you can actually export all of these reviews. There's many Chrome extensions. If you just go to the Chrome extension web store, you can actually look into like Amazon Reviews Exporter, and you can basically export a CSV of a bunch of these reviews that you find out there. Then I'll look into places like Reddit, like Quora also, and then also case by case basis. So some clients, as an example, have a very strong TikTok presence, so I might look into their TikTok comments as an example. Other brands sometimes have a better Instagram presence, or I've even seen YouTube presence, so I'll look into the comments over there. So I'll look into social media comments, different like web forums like Reddit, Quora. I'll also look into Amazon reviews. We'll look into their in-store reviews of the current client or competitor reviews. And finally, we'll also take note of any of the available analytics that we have, such as through Google Analytics. So where the audience is from, for the most part, the gender, the affinities of that audience, the interest points of that audience, again, according to Google Analytics. And last but not least, all of the information that I have about product itself. So the description of that product, the USPs, the mechanism. That document that I'm talking to you about, really think of it as a knowledge dump. Every time you have a piece of information, you either write it in that document or you just copy and paste it there. It really is a dump for you to just throw all of your knowledge in there about that given account. So that's like step one of step one, essentially, because step 1.2 is then to select a persona, desire, and benefit. So now that I have all of this knowledge dump, usually I'm going to feed that to ChatGPT and start asking questions to ChatGPT about my own research. So I'll be like, hey, Mr. ChatGPT, here's everything I know about my brand, its competitors, and my persona in the current state. Based on that, what is my ideal target persona? And it'll look through it, right? Because at this point, you should have a lot of information about the age, the gender, the interest points, the affinities, the reviews that those similar customers have left on other products, your product's information. So now you build out your persona profile. So you select what's going to be their age, what's going to be their gender, what are their general interests and desires. So you select that. Then you, again, here, you list out the desires and you pick the strongest one according to all the reviews that you found earlier on Amazon. You've exported a CSV. Now, with ChatGPT, you can actually give it a CSV file. It can read through it and extract the strongest pain points or desires that your audience might have. And from there, you as a marketer should use your own marketing intuition to select the strongest one. So there's many different desires that will stand out usually from these reviews, but there are a handful of strong ones. So pick which one you think is most likely to convert at the start of you running your ads. Finally, it's also going to be benefits, so product feature and benefit, which is the main USP or mechanism in your product you want to highlight first. Is it the unique print that your t-shirt has? Is it if it's a tech product, is it a new feature that the market hasn't seen yet? So pick out which is the actual benefit / feature you're going to want to highlight in that product to start. So now at this point, I know who I'm going to target. I also know what's going to be the exact desire, which in parentheses, I'm going to call that an ad angle. And I know what is the exact kind of feature and benefit of my product I'm going to highlight. Great. I found all that information through my initial phase of research. Step number 2 is selecting the awareness level. Where is my customer in regards to the exact, going back, desire / benefit I'm trying to highlight here? So if I'm talking about a t-shirt that has a unique print, well, chances are my customer probably is quite aware of such a solution, right? They probably know about other t-shirts. They've probably seen similar prints. And at this point, they just want to know like, okay, cool. That's an amazing product. What's the price? Where can I buy? So that's a product aware audience. But if I have, let's say, a new golf club grip that tracks all of my swings that is quite new to golfers, well, perhaps that might be more of a problem aware audience to attract a golfer that knows they can't really effectively track their swing. They know they're not good enough at golf, but they don't know how to fix it, right? Or perhaps a solution aware audience of a golfer that knows they're not good enough at golf, who's tried, as an example, a golf coach, but it really didn't do it for them, and they feel like it's quite expensive. They want something that's going to be able to really help them out without having an actual coach with them. So they want a golf grip that is going to solve that problem, right? They're solution aware. They already know of other solutions in the market. So again, as a reminder, the 5 market awareness levels are the following. You're either unaware, you are problem aware, you're solution aware, you're product aware, or you're most aware. So decide which awareness level is the strongest or most likely to be shared amongst your audience. Keep in mind that can be anything. You can target your audience from unaware to most aware, but there will be a conglomerate of people within a specific awareness level most of the time. I'm going to give you again an example. If I advertise a very simple, so that same golf grip that I was talking about that tracks your golf swing. So I could have somebody who's completely unaware. That probably is somebody who's very new to golf, perhaps didn't even play golf yet. They just know about the sport very little, but they have like no idea they even suck at golf. They have no idea they even want to improve. You can market to them. It's like, hey, I can make an ad and go at them with something like this, right? Let's say it's springtime of the year. I could be like, hey, are you starting golf this summer? Is this your first summer of golf? Well, you want to start the right way, introducing our unique golf grip that helps you track your swing so that you can become a beast on the course from the start. That's like, all right, that's an unaware person. They don't even know they have a problem. So don't go out there and be like, does your golf swing suck? It's like, that person's like, fuck, I haven't even hit a golf club yet in my life. They don't know about that, right? Problem aware, I said it earlier. That's somebody who knows the golf swing sucks, but don't know of any solution. There might be a few people that actually are within that awareness level. And solution aware is, again, few people know of other solutions like golf coaches, maybe like a TrackMan tracker, but they don't know of your golf grip. That is a solution aware audience. I think that just talking about that specific product I'm bringing up in this video, it's most like a solution aware audience. Knowing golfers, being a golfer myself, it probably is within a solution aware audience. But then you have product aware. You probably have this more like seasoned golfer that has tried coaches, they've tried like a TrackMan simulator, they probably even heard of a product like yours, they just haven't bought it yet. And that's a product aware audience. They just want to be known of the price, the exact features that you have, and why they should buy yours. And finally, you might have a very select few that are most aware. They've seen you at a trade show. They've seen you on TV, or they already seen a few of your ads before. They know about you. They've like looked you up online, and now like they know you, they know the price. They just, again, haven't come around to buy yet. So they're missing like a small discount or something to push them over the edge. So that just goes to show you, you can realistically, like if you've watched this video up to this point, you've seen me going through different awareness levels for a same product. So your audience could be anywhere within that. But again, based on my knowledge of the golf industry, there's probably a lot more people in the solution aware space. So that's going to be a most likely place for me to start into when I run my first ads. But let's just say I've spent $10 million on solution aware ads, and now I see my ad performance starts declining. Maybe everybody who is solution aware already knows about my product now at this point. I've saturated this awareness level. So what do? You go up a level. That's usually what ends up happening. So now I'm going to move into a different example to kind of make that same point across. You've probably seen Iman Gotsi on YouTube. Well, just from my analysis from an exterior standpoint of what he does out there, it's like, look, at some point, right, a few years ago, this guy was selling SMMA courses, right? How to build an agency. And now at some point, it started to be a very competitive industry. A lot of other gurus and internet marketers started selling their own versions of their agency building courses. So now anybody who knew that SMMA was potentially a thing, like anybody who either wanted to start an online business knew that SMMA was an option. Anybody who already had a business knew they could potentially start an SMMA. They had to go broader, which is why now if you look at videos like Iman, it's much more high level. It's much more like general problem, educational. It's much more for the masses because he had to go up an awareness level within the market. That's the same thing I'm talking about here. If you've saturated an awareness level, you have to go up a level now. You have to educate people. You have to go broader, have a broader net, now funnel people into your different awareness levels with either ads or different pieces of content. Now, point number 3 is to draft headline patterns using ChatGPT. By headline patterns, I don't mean the actual ad headline you have on Facebook. I mean the hook, right? Would that be the big bold claim you have in a static ad? Or would that actually be the hook, the first 3 seconds of your video ad? That's what you want to start drafting. So you tell ChatGPT, hey, out of all of this research, I've selected that exact persona. I'm picking that desire. I'm picking that benefit. This is the awareness level I'm going for. Now make me different hooks for my ads. And now you ensure these hooks are congruent with all of your findings and research that you previously had. Now this is where you start to retouch and tweak, right? Sometimes the answers from ChatGPT give you some quite generic words. So you want to make sure that you adapt that to your brand's tonality, that you perhaps slightly, change a few words. But again, make sure that you don't change too much of it because you want to keep the essence of the point. You want to keep the essence of making sure that this is aligned with all of your previous findings, okay? And this also is the stage where you would want to publish. So at this point, you'd probably be able to write up your ad brief, send it either to a content creator or send it to your editing team. They would edit, and then you would have an ad ready for you to test and launch on the ads manager. If you've done all of these steps so far, I'm telling you, you'll have a strong ad. Usually people start from step 4 and kind of finish with step 1. It's like, I'll find an ad inspiration online. I'll see something that looks good, fits my brand. Then I'll try and craft the messaging that is able to fit that ad inspiration I just found, which that flips the script. Because again, going back to the awareness level question from earlier, if you compare, let's say, an us versus them ad. Let's say you're selling supplements, right? You have your supplement, the other person's supplement. Well, that probably either is a problem or a solution or a product aware ad. But what if the customer is like either most aware or completely unaware? That ad probably wouldn't work. Don't compare your product against another if somebody doesn't even know about your product remotely close, right? By saying that, what I need you to understand is that if you pick an ad example first and use that as an inspiration to kind of kickstart how you run your ads or create new ads, then that locks in a certain awareness level around your ad concept. If I give an us versus them ad to ChatGPT and tell it, hey, make us like a completely unaware ad with that framework, it's probably going to have a hard time doing it, because it's like I'm giving you a 2010 Mazda 3 and I'm telling you go 300 kilometers an hour. You're like, can the car really do that? Like, that's not, you're giving me a task that is not meant for the car. Here I'm giving it a framework that is not meant for the exact research that backs what's supposed to be in that framework. So hope this makes sense. And finally, I think the logical last step is iterate. Iterating stage just means that you improve upon what you've built. So if you have winners, then at that point you start making more of these winners. You look at common patterns among step 1 to 3 essentially. So now I've got 3, 4, 5 winners amongst my ads. Do they share similar desires? Do they share similar benefits? Do they share similar awareness levels? Is the persona the same across these winners? If you can spot one of these patterns, then you will be in a position to essentially replicate that pattern. So if a desire kind of came back, let's say 3 times amongst your 5 winning ads, probably a good desire. So pick it out and then start making new ads with it, or in fact, take the same exact concept and spin it around with either a slightly different hook or potentially the same exact script, but redo it with a different creator. If it's a different type of static, but with, again, the same kind of overall research that backs it up. And if you want a paid ads agency that's going to do all of this for you and more, so as well as manage your paid ads campaign, click the link down below and book in a call to speak with our team at paidadvertising.com. So with that being said, I'm going to wish you guys an amazing day. Make sure you check out other videos of the channel for some more useful e-commerce marketing tips, and talk to you in the next video. Peace.